Today I'm going to start with the soil resources in India, right? This particular chapter, it comes after climate. Now first of all, you have to understand, you have to know what actually soil is all about, right? Now India being an agrarian country where 60% of the total population, directly, indirectly, they are into agriculture. So agriculture flourishing means you need to have a very good quality or very fertile soil. So soil actually what it means, okay, which comprises of the topmost layer of the earth's surface. So soil is a mixture of inorganic materials, minerals and organic material like humus. So this is what soil is about. It's a composition, okay. Now here we have inorganic components. What are the inorganic components? Silica, clay and chalk. And organic component is humus. Now remember this, humus is not a mineral. It is not a mineral. It's a decomposition of vegetable matter, plant remains, twigs, branches, whatever. Okay, so humus is it's a component which is very, very important that adds fertility to the soil. Simple as that, it just adds fertility to the soil, but remember it is not a mineral, right? So this is the inorganic and organic component of soil. That's why it's over here, it's a mixture of both inorganic and organic component together. Now, we move on with the next one. These are just important points which is discussed in the textbooks, right? So soil erosion, what does soil erosion mean? The definition is there, it's in your books, you can just underline. You have to know the definition of what is soil erosion and what is soil conservation, right? So soil erosion is the removal of the topsoil by different agents of weathering like running water, we have wind, overgrazing, faulty method of agriculture and deforestation. So I'm going to discuss about this. So the first important thing is you have to know what is soil erosion. What is soil erosion? It is the removal of the topsoil by different agents of weathering like running water. Running water is one factor that is responsible for soil erosion, and in running water, it's there in your textbooks, you just need to put a tick mark against it or underline that, where running water, we have three, that is gully erosion, sheet erosion and splash erosion, right? So these are the three different forms of erosion which is caused due by running water. Next one is wind. Wind is also another factor which leads to soil erosion. The blowing away of the topsoil, especially you see this kind of a scenario in the desert and the semi-desert regions where the topsoil gets just blown away, because in the arid and semi-arid region, the type of soil that's found is sand, and you know sand is loose and porous in structure, okay. Then overgrazing. Overgrazing also leads to soil erosion, because when when there's overgrazing, what happens is the animals come out, right? They graze out in the pastures, in the fields, and then the vegetation cover just gets removed, and then the soil will be exposed, or it will be susceptible to any form of erosion. So that is overgrazing. Then faulty method of agriculture. In this, we have the shifting cultivation also, which is very much practiced in the northeastern region, and to name a place, you can say Assam, where this shifting agriculture is practiced, and which is a very, very wrong way of agriculture, because that leads to the area just being left barren or empty or fallow, right? Then the last one is deforestation. You know what deforestation means? The illegal felling of the trees. We can say cutting also, but an appropriate word would be felling, right? So felling of the trees, illegal felling of the trees is deforestation, so that will also lead to soil erosion. So here in this erosion, you have to know what is soil erosion and what are the different agents of weathering. Next to it, we just do soil conservation. Now what is soil conservation? We have already done what soil erosion. Now the opposite of soil erosion is soil conservation. The word itself over here, conservation, means to prevent, to protect the soil from being eroded. So that is what soil conservation is all about. So it's mentioned over here, I've written it down. it is an effort made by man to prevent soil erosion, but the most important thing is to retain its fertility. Why the soil has to be conserved, or it has to be protected, it has to be prevented from being eroded, is to retain its fertility, right? So it is an effort made by man to prevent soil erosion and to retain its fertility. Now, measures adopted. So this is the definition, right? Now, what are the measures adopted by the government, or what are the government policies in order to prevent soil from being eroded, or what are the ways by which soil can be conserved? We need to conserve soil, right? So here one is, the last point if you see is deforestation. Opposite to that is afforestation. We call it afforestation, or in those areas which are even more, where it's even more barren, then we have the system of reforestation also. So afforestation is one where planting of saplings, definitely you can plant trees, right? So we need to plant saplings. So this is afforestation, where plantation takes place, plantation programs take place on a large scale, especially those areas which are devoid of any vegetation cover. So that is afforestation. What we have done, overgrazing. Opposite to that, this is how you can relate and you can study. It'll be very easy. That's why the same points are repeated. Overgrazing, to check overgrazing. Deforestation, afforestation. Construction of dams, barrages. Improved techniques of agriculture is just opposite to faulty method of agriculture. Opposite to this is improved technique. And banning of shifting agriculture, which I've already discussed when we did the erosion, right? So you have to know the definition and the factors, right? Now we move to another part of it, that is major soil groups of India. Now basically if you look at it, India is a country with varied conditions of geology, relief, climate, vegetation, and depending on that, Indian soil is divided into two groups. It is divided into two groups. Soil of the northern plains and soil of peninsular India, right? So soils of the northern plains, I'm just going to write it down for you over here, right? So soils of the north is called XC2, and soils of peninsular India is, if you are out with your notebooks, if you have your copies, please keep a note of it. Please write this down, right? Soils of the north is XC2, transported, and soils of peninsular India in C2. Okay, here I am going to write it what in situ means. In situ means what have I written? In situ is formed and found in its place of origin, which means, I'm going to go slow, which means the disintegration or breaking up of the rocks to form the thin surface layer, the fertile layer right on top, which is the layer which is used for all activity, especially agricultural activity. Okay, that soil is formed from the underlying parent rock. Disintegration means breaking up. It breaks up and then the fine soil is formed. So that is why it is formed and found in its place of origin. This is in situ. Whereas northern plains, the alluvial soil, which is brought down by the rivers, is ex situ. Ex situ soil, which is transported soil, brought down by the mighty rivers, the perennial rivers of the north, and it, as it spreads out in the entire northern plains, which is also known as the food bowl of India, right? So, as such, if you see major soil groups of India, it is soils of peninsular India in situ and soils of the northern plains, which is mentioned as transported, but it can also be written as ex situ soil. Okay, so just a quick recap, I'll just tell you, you have to know what is soil, what are the components. I've done what soil erosion, factors, soil conservation, again the factors opposite to it, and the major soil groups of India. So I'll see you in the next class. Till then, stay safe and thank you.